right, welcome to another episode of Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Let me go over the rules for the rule breakers. On Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr., this is a show where callers will have 2 minutes to call in and rip, rant, and kick some knowledge about all things NFL. Also, on Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr., let me be really clear about this. We don't talk politics, nor do we talk race relations. I don't give a fat rat's butt what the Democrats are doing, nor do I care what the Republicans are doing. Don't care, man. This is a place where we don't talk politics. We only talk sports. Also, I am always rocking the standard uniform, augmented by the official hat that lets everybody know that although I am a card carrying Commander slash Redskin football team fan, I am neutral as Switzerland. And I'm always rocking the cool beard. And our show is always sponsored by Crown Royal. Yes, sir. And the number to call if you want to be a call-in guest is always 940-329-4110. That's 940-329-4110. And Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. is sponsored by Crown Royal. Yes, Crown Royal. Now, we got all that out the way. Now, let's talk about football. Today was a good day. Now, I will admit, I was a little bit down about my Redskin Commander football team losing this week to the Cheeseheads, aka Green Bay. But look, let me tell people this. Sometimes you have to measure where you are as far as a team, your goals and objectives. You have to put in what's called certain benchmarks, which is a certain way in which you measure yourself. And you do that by playing competition, so you know that you're either going to get better or get worse. So I walked away from the game against the game we played early on Thursday night against the Green Bay Packers, saying, you know what? Green Bay is a good football team. They are a good, solid football team. And I don't know what was going on in the mind of my homeboy Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, who got mad at his money and decided that he would let Michael Parsons be traded to the Green Bay Packers. Like they needed one more loaf of cheese. You know? So I think they are I think they already were a good team, but Michael Parsons makes them a lot better because he adds an element to their defense which they didn't have. But hey, that's football, man. The goal is always to get better. So today we're gonna talk about games, um, injuries, scores, and all that good stuff on Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. Now remember, this is a call-in show where callers will have 2 minutes. You can call in and you can rip, rant, and you can kick some knowledge about all things NFL. Now, I am rocking the black standard uniform. Now, last week I had on the white. And I said, all depends on where my Commander football Redskin team play, which will determine what type of standard uniform that I will wear as part of the show. Now, we were away when we played in the land of Lambeau. And so I had the, prior to last week, I had the white. So now I'm rocking the black. So for all home games, I will rock the white. And all games that we play that are going to be away from our dear home, I will be rocking the black. But they all are the standard uniform. Yes, keep us all together. Now, I do have a blue, which you will see the blue when we make it to the playoff. I'll wear that the entire time we make our playoff run. And should we make it to the Super Bowl, you will see the one and only, the red. Yes, I'll be rocking the red uniform to let you know that we are Super Bowl bound. Now, there's a chance that you may never see the standard red uniform, but hey, it is what it is. So there were some wild games today. There were, man. Cause I try to watch all the games so I can be able to come and talk live on the show, and then that way I can just kind of converse back and forth with my guests. But I always get dialed in on certain games. Today I was dialed in on watching the I watched the Cowboys take on the the Giants. Now that was a hell of a game. I watched the Who That Nation. Who That Nation took on the 49ers, and that was my upset of the week. I also got a chance to look at the Ravens. That way, when my homeboy called in, I can have a conversation with him. Checked out the heartbreaker. It was a heartbreaker for the Denver Broncos. Lost on a last minute kick. There was some controversy behind all that. So today was a great day. This is week 2, man. If this season is gonna be anything, if the entire season gonna be anything like the first week, then man, we are in for a one hell of a treat. We are, man. We're in for one hell of a treat. Let me see now. Now, hold on. Got somebody trying to get in here. Sports therapy. Hey, it's Jay in Grand Prairie. What say you, Jay?
Man, catch the ball. That's all I got to say. Ain't got nobody could catch the ball today.
Sometimes, Jay, that's all you
Never
need.
look good though.
I know. He really did. He really did. He really did. Look, he looked really good, man. I like what I saw out of him. But here's the thing. I tuned in to you guys' game, and what I'll say about this, Jay, for those who might say that, hey, why don't we put in Shuck in place of Rattler? But his problem, Rattler is not the problem. No, he's definitely not the problem. He made some key plays there. He made some very key plays to he made some very key plays, Jay. But it was the defense.
Yeah, they got some problems.
It was the defense, Jay. And you guys were favored to win today, believe it or not. You guys were favored to upset the upstart. Um, you guys were favored to walk away with a victory against the 49ers. Now, for those who seem to think that the Who That Nation is gonna finish last in the division, I don't know, man. I know that you all have a schedule that's favorable. So I'm just hoping that you guys can take advantage of that. But what I saw today, Jay, was I saw receivers dropping just dropping passes that were like hitting them in the hand and the chest. I saw guys wide open falling down, and I don't know. I don't know, Jay.
Um, it was frustrating. I couldn't even watch the rest of the game. I turned in there off.
What?
I couldn't do it.
So are you saying that you, Jay, in Grand Prairie, you had what was called a fan meltdown?
Call it what you want. I couldn't take it anymore.
So Jay, did you have a fan meltdown?
Yeah.
So I don't know because like I told you, I love the Who That Nation, man. I will never wear y'all gear, but I love the Who That Nation, man. Alvin Kamara had a good game. He was looking. He played
Yeah,
well.
he did good.
He did good. He did good.
Yeah.
Um, I remember you guys had a shot at winning the game, um, going down the stretch, but I just know that one while 49ers went up by I think it was like 13 points with about 8 minutes left. Um, Who That Nation managed to cut that lead down to 6. Had several opportunities. Y'all had several opportunities to win that game, and it just didn't happen, man. And I just know when you get a chance to play the 49ers like that, because they had a lot of injuries, and injuries are part of the NFL. You know, it is what it is. If we get lucky, they play the entire season and not have any major injuries going into the playoffs. That's a good thing. But As they say, next man up. But I really don't believe in next man up, because if the next man were better than the man in front of him, he would not be the next man. He would be the man. And as Ric Flair said, if you want to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Who's the man? But Jay, next week, I think you guys are gonna. I wouldn't say. Well, you know what, Jay? Like I told you, man, I love the Who Dat Nation, and I just want to see good things from you guys. I need you guys to improve the defense, and I need to see receivers catch the freaking ball, Jay. Catch the ball. Is that too much to ask for?
Nah, that's what you pay to do.
Catch the ball. Well, Jay, appreciate you calling in. Let's give us one last Who Dat for the Who Dat Nation.
Who that said they're gonna beat them Saints?
Who that said they're gonna beat them their Saints? All right, Jay. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Now, once again, if you are happen to be just strolling through the land of internet, and you want to know, what the hell am I listening to? You're listening to Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr., where callers will have 2 minutes to call in to 940-329-4110. That's 940-329-4110. And you can rip, rant, and kick some knowledge about all things NFL. And also, Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. is streamed live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you want to listen, you can get Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. And the only way you can't get us, if you're living in a cave. Now, I mentioned that I wanted to talk about some injuries. And, injuries are part of the NFL. And if you're lucky, I would rather see my team get their injuries, or I'd rather see us have injuries at the beginning of the season, so we could get it over with and get some guys back, unless there's some season-ending injuries like we had this week. We lost my man Austin Eckler, man. I mean, man, that was a blown Achilles. Usually when you blow out the Achilles tendon, well, you're out for a year, and then it's a long road back, but guys come back. I don't know what his plans are, because Austin, he's an older running back, but if he's got the heart and the desire to come back, I believe he will. And we lost my man Demetrius Wise, who was our what really got me when we lost my man Wise was he was what we needed as far as a defensive end. Because we made some changes to our defensive side. Last year, we couldn't stop a Cole. This year, just and I had to take what I'm looking at from my opinion from the first two games. And first game we were able to stop the run. Second game looked like we wasn't prepared, because sometimes you just don't get up for that short season, that short game in the middle of the week. And but I make no excuses, man. The Green Bay Packers had a good team, but we lost my man Demetrius Wise to I believe it was a quad injury, so I think he's gone for the year. And so we're gonna push on. But for my Redskin Commanding Football family, we're going to have to speed the bandwagon up, probably get it up to around 140 miles per hour, so that nobody can jump off. Because if you jump off the bandwagon, you'll probably hurt yourself. Because we got people in the Redskin Commanding Football family, after 1 week, we're talking about what a disaster things are. It's like, seriously? Hey, And yes, we were not able to do some of the things that we have been doing prior, but you got to look at it this way. Last year, there were very little expectation for the Commander/Redskin football team, so we were able to sneak up on some people. Nobody had any expectation from this rookie we call Jaden Daniels, but now, man, you got defenses, coordinators, and players spent the whole summer looking at this guy, studying him, trying to figure out how we can stop Jaden Daniels. The Green Bay Packers put in a good game plan on the defensive side. What they went with, which was called a cover two, and they took away his running lanes, and they know he likes preferably to roll to the right with the option to pass or run, preferably to pass. And if you and if you don't play him for the pass, or if a defense does play him for the pass, then he'll tuck it and run. So the perfect game plan the Green Bay Packers came up with was to take that away. No man, play a zone, and and get someone to spy on Jaden so that when he rolled out to the right, in fact, they didn't. They forced him to the left. So that means two things. He's a young guy. We'll make the adjustments. Probably get the tight end more involved. Probably some quick passes to the running back. We'll come up with some schemes, man, because that's football. Football is that way. Defense, they studied the offense, and the offense make adjustments. The name of the game is adjustments, and so that's what we'll do, and we'll keep it rolling. And but but to the Redskin football commander family, hey man, don't jump off the bandwagon yet, because keep in mind we were supposed to be rebuilding. So let's don't get crazy. Let's not get crazy. We'll make some changes, and it was just game two. So we got, I believe we play Las Vegas next, the Raiders next Sunday. So I'm calling that our game so we can get our head right back with football, and we'll be able to rock and roll. Yeah, we'll be able to rock and roll. Sports Dev with FA Junior.
FH Jr., what's up, man? It's Brandon, the Ravens extraordinaire, baby.
What say you, Brandon?
Hey, man, just had to watch the Ravens get back on track. You know what I'm saying? Had to put belt to ass to the Cleveland Browns today, but defense stepped it up. But I ain't like what I saw out of Derrick Henry, man. Only had 23 yards rushing and a fumble.
What do you contribute that to?
Now that I have no clue. Now today was a day where pretty much the Cleveland Browns focused on our run game. They were trying to shut that down. However, we were exploiting the one-on-one coverages on the back end. D-Hop showed out. He had a touchdown. Tez Walker had a touchdown. Webster from Colorado had a touchdown. Lamar threw, almost a perfect game again, threw 4 touchdowns. And Lamar did his thing. But, a lot of teams are focusing in on the run right now. And I think it'll expand a little bit more once we get Likely back.
Right.
We can run a little bit more play action because Andrews did drop a pass today as well. But he dropped a touchdown. But we can expand, do more play action. And I would also, we had Keaton Mitchell was on IR today. He was inactive. I would like to see him get a few more touches. If it's a game where maybe Derrick Henry ain't going, maybe we can get Keaton Mitchell some touches. But the thing is, our offense is so high-powered. This is our second straight game putting up 40 points, right?
Right.
We can score with the best of them. But what I was really intrigued is our defense. We suffocated Joe Flacco. Of course, he can't move no more. He was a statue. We were on the receivers like white on rice. But the best thing was, and I don't wish this on nobody, but Jair Alexander was inactive today. And we played lockdown defense.
True.
That's all I'm saying. But all in all, a great game. Next week we got the Lions. Like what I saw, but this is the second straight game. Derrick Henry has had a fumble in, so we gotta monitor that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Now,
So
let me ask you this. The day was now let's be honest, and I told you I have to grade you guys different. I don't care, and I'm not trying to come off and sound in a mean way, but I don't measure the Ravens like I do everybody else. What you guys do, because with the Ravens, it's either get to the Super Bowl or bust. You all can,
A or an F.
Huh?
It's either an A or an A.
Yeah, yeah. That's it, bro. Don't show up to bring the teacher an apple. He don't need it. Okay. Don't bring me one of those little. Don't bring my name. A new nameplate for my desk. No. Either get to the Super Bowl or the season will be a complete failure because the expectations for the Raven is that it is that
Agreed.
you know um because there are some teams that don't want to play against the Ravens. They just call it a loss. They just kind of show up. Then there's some that show up and play tough. I don't know because when it comes to you guys' division, because you can't measure. I wouldn't call it hatred. Well, yeah, you can't measure hatred between the Ravens, the Browns, the Steelers, and that other team that's in y'all division. Um, yes. Um, you guys are gonna get their best, whatever their best is. So, but let me ask you this, and I want you to put your and I know you got your Raven glasses on. I want to look at the Browns and ask a question because you said Joe Flacco can't even move. He's a statue back there. Okay, he's 40, 41.
Oh man, I know where you're going with
You
this.
know where I'm going with this. You guys put a 40 burger on them. What the hell is Joe Flacco doing still starting, man? He should be mentoring though.
Okay, now I do want to preface what I'm about to say.
Okay, go for it.
Joe Flacco had the greatest season in playoffs, greatest playoff stretch of any quarterback in Ravens history. What that man did when we won the Super Bowl, going to Pittsburgh, to Denver, to New England, throwing no picks in that run, magical. Joe Flacco will be in the Ravens Ring of Honor. He will go down like I have nothing.
But him at 40, 41, there's no way he should be out there because he can't move. Now, can Joe Flacco still throw the ball? Yes, he has to because that team is in dire need. But there's no reason why Shador can't get some reps. And for them to not even have Shador getting reps in practice, not even running scout team, at this point, they're really just holding on to him for the money and namesake because he's the number one jersey. And what they're trying to do is seeing, okay, which one of you teams is going to fold under pressure and give us a deal that we can't refuse and we'll trade him to you. But other than that, what might happen before then is you're going to get in a position where you're going to have to play him because the Cleveland Browns, okay, you lost to the Bengals and the Ravens. You lost 2 straight games to divisional opponents. It's going to become a time, and Joe Flacco is actually playing horrible, by the way. It is going to come a time where you're going to have to bench Joe Flacco. He can't do this no more. There's only going to be so many hits Joe Flacco is going to be able to take. When it starts getting cold outside and you got to play these teams again, you're not going to be able to do it. At some point, you're going to have to make a decision as an organization because you can't keep giving Shador these inactives, right? And then on top of that, you're not developing him in practice and not trying to develop him. At least give him reps at the scout team quarterback, man. You don't even have him playing scout team quarterback. He's just showing up to work every day. He's a damn intern, right? So
a well-paid intern, let's get that out there now. He's a well-paid intern.
He's a well-paid intern, but given the dynamics of NFL salaries and the things there, he's a regular intern in NFL 53-man roster rules, right? But at some point, you're going to have to make a choice because you're going to have to put Gabriel in because you're going to start hearing the boos. And Joe Flacco's not going to, God forbid he gets hurt. But the fans want Shador to come in. And I think the team does as well because Shador is the locker room guy. When you got your best player, Myles Garrett, endorsing him, come on, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're just wasting seasons at this point, bro.
Well, see, I'm not gonna say I'm saying put Shador out there. I'm saying this. Joe Flacco is not the future of that team. Start the process of rebuilding. That means start start Gabriel if he's back up to him, and give him a couple of games, and give him, I don't know, 3-4 games. If he can't get it done, then Shador should be second behind him, because Gabriel should be your number one quarterback, and Shador should be the backup. And
exactly, because you're not making it to the playoffs anyway.
right,
you're not going. This is different than the Giants, because at least Russ, we just saw, still have something left in the tank. So I can be like, okay, I'm gonna sit Jackson Dart for a little bit, but Jackson Dart is getting in-game reps. Yes. What are you doing if you're the Cleveland Browns? What are you doing? I don't understand, man.
I just know if Joe Flacco cannot move, I won't even say cannot move the offense. If you're not winning with a 40-year-old quarterback, and you know he's not the future of your team, let the transition process begin. So use him as a mentor, and I'm sure he doesn't mind. Use him as a mentor to mentor those two young quarterbacks. I don't care which one you start. If Dillon Gabriel is the man, if you say he's second behind, he's Flacco's backup, go ahead and put him in as number one, and then elevate Shador to his backup, and now give him maybe 3-4 games. If he's proven that he cannot get the job done, okay, now it's time to let Shador. So I actually think that's the way it's gonna go, to be honest with you, man. I think by Christmas, I think Shador will be the starting quarterback for the Browns. Now, here's what I found out today too, man. I want to run this by you. Now, I heard that Cleveland was not the first team that was going to take Shador off out of the draft. You know what team was going to get him? And he told them.
I already know.
Who?
Baltimore Ravens.
Yes. And he said he did not want to be drafted by. Now, that might be the NFL trying to save face, but he said he did not want to be drafted by the Ravens because he knew he would not have the opportunity to play because Lamar's young and Lamar ain't going anywhere. I can see that because I can see that, and I just don't understand. I don't think that's true because I don't see Baltimore. We have too many holes to fill, and we're too championship ready, and we have a quarterback who's just getting to his prime and still has a long shelf life. You drafting Shador, first of all, we don't even have the type of offense he would be able to run. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. Plus, given our team dynamic, it doesn't make sense. Plus, I mean, if you're Shador, you'd be like, why would I go to Baltimore? I'm not going to get no snaps. But remember, well, that was his reason for not wanting to go. But remember, the guy that's backing him up now does not have the same type of style that he has.
Facts. Yeah. But no, we signed Tyler Huntley, though. I think Tyler Huntley's our third string.
Yeah.
We signed him back.
So, and I even said I thought that Cleveland was probably the best fit for him. As I would have liked to have seen him first. Number one, go to Saints. Two, probably Steelers. After that, I'd rather see him probably went to maybe
Jets.
The Giants, Jets, maybe the Raiders. And then but when my man started to have back issues with the Rams, I said
the Rams would have been perfect.
I said that would probably be a good fit for him because he can sit there and mentor right behind their quarterback for a year or so, and then
think about it. Even if they had to throw him in the fire, you got Puka Nacua and Devontae Smith.
Yes, you got some
Devontae Adams.
You got some veteran receivers that say, "Hey, dog, look for me every time." Hey, look for me.
And then also, would have been a terrific fit was if you would have went to Miami with Mike McDonald, because that team's falling apart.
Well, see, that's what
Miami would have been perfect.
Well, see, I don't think he would have been perfect at Miami because you got too many diva receivers there. And I think when you have a young quarterback, you don't need diva receivers. You need veteran receivers that'll coach him up, like Terry McLaurin, like Puka, those kind of receivers that's not going to come back and yell at him if he don't, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want your quarterback thinking, well, man, I better throw the ball to my man because I don't want him mad at me. Because a young guy is not going to be seasoned enough to put them in check like a veteran quarterback would. So, and that whole Miami thing, I just think they're falling apart at the seams with the cheetah
Yeah,
and
you just
all
gotta
that.
blow that. You just
Yeah,
gotta blow that whole team up, man.
yeah,
You just
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
start that over,
Well, it's starting to blow itself up. To be honest,
man.
it's starting to blow.
But with Shador, it's one of those things with the Browns, and a lot of times guys don't reach their full potential because they go to terrible organizations.
Yes.
And I mean, look at Baker Mayfield. He went to the Browns, and we're seeing now Baker Mayfield's a top 10 quarterback.
Well.
You know, and he resurged his career.
Yep. Well, a lot of is if you go to a team, if you're a young quarterback, and you go to a team and your offensive coordinator is more on the if your head coach is an offensive coordinator, he's more on the offensive side of the ball. You're gonna be okay. But if you go to a team and the head coach is a defensive coordinator, because he's not a quarterback whisperer, so it's not like he's gonna be training you up as a quarterback because that's not his expertise. So a lot of times those guys will end up having you know 3 or 4 offensive coordinators because one will come if he's successful, he'll parlay that into a job, a coaching job of his own. Then the guy, and then they hire another one, and now you got to learn a whole different system. So a lot of times you get these young guys, man, they'll have 3 or 4 quarter offensive coordinators when it's all said and done. So that's not good for a young quarterback, to be honest, man.
But see, this is why y'all did it so well because y'all went and got Cliff Kingsbury
Yes.
because you knew you had a defensive-minded coach.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so to me, that was probably the best route that I think teams should do. Now let's talk about them Cowboys today, man. How about them Cowboys? Man,
Number one, dude.
I know.
Don't sit here and tell me you trying to stop the run, but then a quarterback throw for almost 500 yards on you. Wish you kind of would have had a pass rush today, huh?
Woo. Man, as the old saying, brother, you don't get mad at your money. Don't get mad at your money. You can get mad at your family members. You can get mad at your doctor. You can get mad at the person who cooks your food at the restaurant or the person who serves your food at the drive-thru. You can get mad at your spouse, your mom, your kinfolk, family members. But brother, never get mad at your money. Jerry got mad at his money and decided that, okay, since this young brother is not going to fall in line like Emmett and those other guys because they were from a different generation. Where today's football players, they have a partnership or a ownership in the team, and so therefore they believe they got some say. So you have to deal with them a total different way. You gotta talk to them a different way, and they are more of this is my brand. I have a brand. I'm more than just a football player. I'm a podcaster. I'm a designer. I'm a painter. I'm whatever. You know what I mean? I got a brand. So you can't just tell me, hey, look, bro, I'm going to give you this. And so Jerry got mad because basically the youngster didn't fall into some of that old Jerryism that he normally does. And so Jerry got mad and said, I'm going to trade him away.
Which and here's the thing, because now you can't sit there and tell me you got a $13 billion team and you're using me for all these commercials and ads and I'm this type of personality and everything that I'm bringing to the evaluation of the team. See, here's the thing. I think with social media and the internet, you can now see really how famous or how much status you have on a global scale.
Yes, that's
just think if Emmett and Michael, just think about if Michael Irvin had social media back then.
That's Brandon. You know what I'm saying?
He would have been the most famous guy in the NFL.
Yeah. Now, if you think about it, only time Michael really got name out there was when he was doing bad stuff. running the White House and
Exactly.
somebody trying to put a hit out on him over, That's how Irvin and those guys were making, other than, winning Super Bowl. Now, of course, they had a lot of sway here in the city of Dallas and in Texas, but once they left the state, hey, you just another dude, But because of the internet, social media, and now, like I said, these guys have a brand, so they're I wouldn't say they're bigger than the team, but there's a symbiotic relationship between them and the team. Jerry makes a lot of money off of those players who are big name, and vice versa. So everybody want to keep it going. That's why I said you don't get mad at your money. So that's what Jerry did, man. He got mad at his money and said, okay, I'm gonna trade him away. So now, normally we don't see the Cowboys playing at noontime, brother.
And which I hated, because the Ravens played at noon, so I had to stream the game something else, and they don't show no other game on TV when the Cowboys play.
But do we normally see the Cowboys playing noon? No. They always slotted to be that.
No, especially not a division game.
Yes. But all of a sudden, and I told people last week now, and I always tell people, I'm a Redskin fan. It's up to me. Every team in our division would either lose or tie every week. I don't care, but but I'm saying this because last week when the Cowboys were playing the Eagles, and I said, man, I was disappointed at my Cowboy fans because all of a sudden they were starting to accept losing as good. Like, this ain't the YMCA, man. You don't get a trophy for participation. So it's like, well, we played good. We played well. We didn't look at. They didn't beat us as bad as we thought they were gonna beat us. I'm like, seriously, man, y'all the Cowboys.
Hey, bro, too much is given, much is tested, man. Football is a zero-sum game. At the end of the season, only one team holds that trophy, dog.
But when you start lowering the standards, man, lowering the expectation, like, okay, man, we just happy that we didn't get beat by 60 points or we didn't get blew out. Like, seriously, y'all the Cowboys. You should be upset that you lost.
Exactly. And today, let's be honest, the Giants are not a good team.
The Giants
They only have one outside of the Giants' defensive line pass rush, where they have nothing but number one picks on their D line.
Yes.
That is not a good offense. The only player they got is Malik Neighbors. Now, Robinson showed up, but pound for pound, the Giants aren't a better team than you. And the Giants should have won that game if it wasn't for, a couple little mistakes. But it's like, you getting in the fucking overtime shoot? You letting Russell Wilson throw for 450 yards?
At your house. This man came to your house. Russ was cooking in your kitchen. He bought the carrots, the meat, the ingredients. He was cooking in your kitchen. And he was cooking,
bro,
too.
Russ just extended his career another 2 years off this game alone.
Yes, Russ was cooking. And
if I'm the Cowboys, I don't look at that game, nothing to be proud of.
No.
Because it ain't no way, bro.
And you had absolutely no pressure whatsoever. They had no pressure whatsoever. None. Russ was back there just throwing moon balls and all that, bro. It was crazy. But my point was, the Giants they're not a good football team. And if the Giants score 37 points on you, and you have to rely on a 60-yard field goal, when you got all your faith and all your hopes in your kicker, there's a problem, bro.
The kicker's the best player on your team.
And that's a problem, bro. When they were happy to get in this guy's range, they didn't even try to end the game. I'm like, seriously, Cowboy, y'all not even going to try to even score a touchdown? They were happy to we're going to get it to where, okay, we're on the other side of the 40 or the 50. Okay, this is Brandon Aubrey's range. I was like, wow. But hey, brother, I got someone else trying to get in here, man. Let me get your word in for what you do, my man.
Yes, sir. Brandon Cooper, the Ravens extraordinaire. Lamar Jackson's going to win his third MVP, man. Hey, I'm calling it.
I got you, dog. All right, man. Appreciate you calling.
Yes, sir. No problem, man.
What's therapy?
What's going on, brother?
It's my homeboy
What's going
Glenn.
on, brother?
Homeboy Glenn.
What's happening with you?
There we go.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I was gonna tell you, man, you wasn't coming in hot, but now you are. It's all good. Say, talk to me about two things, man. And I know you want to get your hatred for the Cowboys in, but I need to ask you about your Steelers today, man. Did you watch the
But
game?
still,
Yeah.
man, I went down to the country today. I took my mother to the country. We on our way back from Little Rock. I mean, coming on almost to Little Rock now. I got a chance to see a little bit, but they still made me mad because they didn't have no bid in losing to Seattle. I know they got a lot of injuries and everything, but still, that was their home opener. They should have never lost that game on a bonehead play by that rookie or running back.
Man,
He been in football long enough to know you don't do that.
man, look, that is something that they teach you in Pop Warner football. If the ball go past 10 yards, it's live.
Right. They thought us that back when we were playing in elementary school, man.
Now, if they kick the ball and it lands all the way into the end zone, that's a touchback. Okay.
Right.
You don't have to worry about that. But if the ball is kicked off the tee and it goes beyond 10 yards, it is a live ball. Why you think we have why you think they put the good hands team on there when they're trying to go for one of those crazy plays, man?
That's what I'm talking about, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man. They were just, man, I seen that. I said, man, they should find that dude. I know he's a rookie, but he know better than that. He been playing football long enough to know about that. But I was listening to you and the guy while I was on the radio talking about the Cowboys. I missed that game too. Man, I heard Russell Wilson put on a show today.
Man, Russ was cooking, man. Russ bought salary, carrots. He bought some steak. Russ was cooking, man. Russ had potatoes. Russ was cooking. But here's the thing. I was telling Brandon, and I was telling some of my Cowboy friends last week because they were so happy that when they lost that game against the Eagles, they were like, man, we played good. They was all over the radio. They were feeling good about the loss. And I was puzzled. And I said, wait a minute. Since when have the Cowboys lowered their standards to where just losing is acceptable, man? Like I said, brother, this ain't the YMCA. You don't get a participation trophy. You know.
That's who they are. That's who they are. Yeah.
I mean, this
That's who they are.
standards are low, bro.
Yeah. That man, you know, Jerry Jones messed that team up. And everybody in our playing person said, you don't get rid of a person like Michael Parsons. Look what he did to Green Bay.
Man.
Look what he did for Green Bay. They was already good. He done made them great.
Hey man, I had a first row seat to that Thursday, brother, and this is what I say about that. I say Green Bay is a good football team, and Michael Parsons makes them a hell of a lot better because now they had the perfect defensive plan for Jaden Daniels, which was they're gonna play a cover 2, they're gonna play a zone, and then they would force him to the right, and that way they wasn't gonna let him run first, and it was like okay, you know, because Jaden liked to roll to the right, and he's gonna throw or he's gonna take off. So they took that away. They didn't play zone. They didn't play man. Because what happened when you play him in a man, when the receivers go deep, the DBs turn their back. When they turn their back, he takes out. So they were playing that. They sit there and play the zone. So we'll figure it out. Got to make some adjustments. But Green Bay is a good football team, man. They're a good football team.
Good football. And I tell you something, Jaden Daniels had one of the worst games I've seen in half Thursday night. And it still wasn't a bad game. He just, you know, just one of them games you didn't, you know, he still didn't play no real bad football.
No, he didn't. But I think it was more of the plan that Green Bay put in place. Now, trust me, if they didn't have Michael Parsons, they could not have made that like that because not only that Jaden had to. They wasn't playing man; they was playing a zone. Then on top of that, he had to keep an eye on. Then we had a rookie that was, Michael was going against a rookie, and he was beating that rookie. So, but like I said, we'll make that. You know, now I'm not gonna be like the Cowboys. I'm not gonna be like feeling good about a loss, even though it was 28 to 18, 27 to 18. I'm not feeling good about that. Hell, we lost. No, I'm mad. I'm pissed. I just know that we need to get better. We need to make some changes, and we need to do some things. But you ain't gonna hear me saying, "Well, hey, man, they just barely beat us, man." No, we lost. I'm pissed off.
I tell you what, man, football, man, they playing some good football this year
Oh,
because
they are.
man, it ain't no big blowout except for who that Detroit and Chicago. Man, and I just, man, I tell you what, man, I've been watching, we've been watching football for a long. Some of them quarterbacks out there, they just overhyped, man. You just, when they get on their football field, they just not who they say they are.
Yep. Now I'll tell you who
You
plays.
know what I mean? Right coach to coach them up or something.
I'll tell you, play some good football today as far as the quarterbacks that I got a chance to see. Spencer Rattler had a good game, and I'm starting to come around a little bit on Bo Nix, man, because I just think about what I was watching him in college when he was at Auburn. He was a turnover machine, but he seemed like he's fit for that system that he's playing with Denver. But now they lost today on a field goal, but he looks like he looked like he's gonna be a pretty good quarterback. You got him.
He had 3 turnovers last week.
Yes. Now you had because there's a lot of teams dealing with some injuries, man. A lot of guys got injured, man, this week, man. We had Joe Burrow maybe out for a couple of games, man. He messed up. He injured his toe as well as his ankle. Austin Eckler, our running back, hell, he blown. He tore his Achilles, and then.
I know y'all about Brian Robinson now.
Oh man, hey, I would never fuck getting rid of Mr. Robinson, and so we don't got rid of him. Say what now?
I said I don't know why they got rid of him.
Well, sometimes I don't even know, man, because all I know is right now we got a rookie. And at some point you still need that power back, and then that makes a difference, man. We got that power back that allows Jaden Daniels to do a few more things as far as running the ball, but you know how that go, man. I wasn't for getting rid of Robinson, so I don't know what we're gonna do, but we got no choice, so we'll bring in Chris Rodriguez. He's okay. I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, and plus we got Debo. Debo.
What do you think about Debo played pretty good last week when I seen him play.
Man, Debo played
good. He played pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, Debo's balling, man. Debo balling, man. I can't complain about anything Debo's doing, man. I just know that Green Bay had a pretty good scheme, pretty good plan that they put together. And what I tell people is last year, there wasn't a lot of tape out there on Jaden Daniels. So he caught a lot of teams by surprise, and everybody expected him as a rookie to just, he's just a rookie. They didn't expect him to play like that the whole year, so they didn't put a lot of thought into looking at him. But this summer, man, those defensive coordinators and all those on the defensive side of the ball, bro, they spent the whole summer studying that guy, man. So he's going to have to learn. Yeah, he's going to have to learn, which he will. And not only him, offensive coordinator, everybody got to learn and figure out, okay, now we got to come up with some new adjustments. And that's football, brother. But getting back to the Cowboys, man, this because you said you didn't watch the game. So here's how the game went. The Giants had the lead the entire time. And now, like I said, the Giants terrible. They ain't got no offense. Halftime was 13-10. Giants pushed it up to 17-10. It did. The Giants, man, it was so funny that Russ was killing them, bro. He was throwing, and because the Cowboys had no pressure. So Russ had all day, bro. He was throwing moon balls, touchdowns. They were throwing 15, 20-yard outs, and then guys were running up the middle, scoring on the Cowboys. And just so happened was the Cowboys fought their way back to overtime. And the bad thing about it, you know how Cowboys got the ball first in overtime. I thought, okay, but based on the new rules, if you score a touchdown first, the other team gets a chance. And the Cowboys, they didn't score. Then the Giants had a chance to win. They didn't score. Then they had the ball back. Cowboys still didn't score. Then the Giants get the ball back again for the opportunity to kick the field goal and win the game. And Russ stole one, him and the guy. I guess they got their wires crossed as to him and Neighbors as to what the play was gonna be. Neighbors went outside. Russ threw the ball inside, so he threw like which looked like it might well call it a punt. It was an interception on Dallas. Intercepted the ball on their own 30, and they just managed to get in range and kick a field goal. That bad boy was gonna probably end up being a tie because it was like 2 minutes left and it's still 37-37. But you let the Giants put up 37 points on you, bruh. You got some serious holes in your defense.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. You let the Giants, and the Giants is one of the 3 worst Giants. New Orleans, I'm saying that Giants, New Orleans, and let's see. They about 3 of the worst teams in football.
The Panthers.
The Panthers, yeah. The Panthers.
Because the Giants ain't got they got one receiver, one big name receiver, and that's Neighbors. And they got Russ, and then that's it, bro. But, man, the Cowboys made Russ look like he could sign up for another 3 years and play, bro.
Man, he look like an all-pro.
Man, he brought out the old Russ. He was cooking. Russ was cooking, bro. Russ was cooking. He was cooking. Homeboy Glenn, he was cooking. But, hey, man, there were a lot of injuries, man. You guys, Alex Highsmith, you guys, linebacker, man, he had a high ankle sprain, so he's gonna be out. Josh Allen, we believe he got a broken nose. He had to lead the game because he had he had to lead the game, man. I'm thinking they're gonna treat him with a concussion, but they let him came back out there, so that may be something about that. But I'm pretty sure he has a broken nose. Justin Fields didn't play because he had a concussion, and you know, our homeboy used to play for the Razorback, Demetrius Wise, who we picked up for
Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit. Yeah.
So he's out for the year. And and Joe Burrow, he's out. He injured his toe and ankle. So
hey, no, Joe Burrow did.
Yep. So, and of course, 49ers quarterback, he's gonna be out for anywhere from 3 games to 5. So, but you know what? I tell people, man, I would rather have all my injuries early, so we can get some people healed or get some new guys in there, than have a good season going on, and then guys get to the end and you start having those major injuries. Next thing you know, your whole offensive line is out. All your DBs are out.
I want to ask you. I got you. Hey, this is what I want to ask. What you think about the Vikings, man?
You know what, man? I don't know about the Vikings. I'm saying it because I'm not sure about the Vikings.
They got a nice defense.
They do, but they were playing the Bears, and that game was such a boring game. And I'm thinking, okay, the Bears got this game in hand because I said the Vikings had no offense. Man, I dozed for like 2 minutes, homeboy Glenn. Next thing I know, the Vikings were celebrating. I'm like, what happened? So
yeah, that's what you like.
So,
like the Bears is pitiful though.
At some point, we got to say that Caleb Williams is not what we thought he was going to be.
That's what I was talking about earlier. That's what I wanted to say earlier. He's not who we say. He's not who we say he is.
Nah. Because you have an offensive-minded coach right now. And in that game that they played against the Vikings, man, I saw the old Caleb came back, which was holding the ball forever, not moving the offense, not being this dynamic quarterback that people thought he was going to be. And he, maybe there may be just too much expectations on the guy. But you know how when it comes to the National Football League, bro, they don't have a lot of patience for you as a quarterback.
Oh no, they don't have time.
Nope. And it's always somebody coming up in college. It's always somebody coming up in college, man, that's ready to take your place.
Take your place.
And on top of that,
ready to take your place.
On top of that, you got coaches who their job's on the line too.
Yes.
Because I am pretty sure.
Their job is that's right. You right. What coach you think right now is on the hot seat?
The Giants coach. The Giants coach.
Yeah.
And followed by probably Cleveland's coach.
Yeah, I hope he goes.
Followed by Cleveland's coach.
I hope he goes.
Them about the hardest seats I can think of right now.
Yeah, it's about the hardest one out there now.
Yep.
And I think the Giants. What you think about man? What you think about what his name, Flacco? Man, they need to go and sit him down.
Well, just like I was talking to one of my earlier guests, I said there is no reason that Joe Flacco is getting time because he's 41. I got nothing against Joe, man. I used to love Joe when he's playing for the Ravens, but I got nothing against Flacco. My thing about Flacco is he's not the future of your team, and you're gonna be rebuilding.
Right.
You might as well let him mentor one of those two youngsters. Hey, if Dylan Gabriel is the backup to him, well, let's let Dylan Gabriel get in there and give him 3-4 games, and then Shador be his backup, and let Flacco be their mentor. And if after 4 games you realize, okay, Gabriel's not the man, then you let Shador get in there. And if you find out at the end of the year that neither one of them is, okay, then you got to try to get you a quarterback in the draft. But I don't understand why we rolling out Joe Flacco. Hell, they got beat. I think the Ravens put a 40 burger up on them today, man. So I don't know, brother. I just question all that what they're doing. That's
right.
I just had to question what they doing, homeboy Glenn. I do.
Yes, man, I tell you, it's crazy, man. Football, there's a lot of teams starting off 0-2, but they still, man. I want to tell you a team I really like though. I like the Rams.
Well,
the Rams gonna be a whole lot for today.
I do too, but I just don't. I can't put no trust in my man's back. That's my only fear.
Talking about Steph?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about is if his back is gonna hang in there. Now there was a good game between the Eagles and Kansas City today. And
who won that game?
The Eagles won that game. Yeah.
They beat Kansas City?
Yeah. They beat
Kansas.
And you know what? It was a blueprint of the Super Bowl. They did exactly the same thing. For some strange Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
For some strange reason.
No, this is what I want to say.
Go ahead.
This is what I want to say. Jalen Hurts, sooner or later, they're going to have to get that man his prop, man.
Yeah.
Because, hey, man, that man got a winning record against he got a winning record against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And he's one of the few quarterbacks that do.
Yeah.
That do have that winning record.
Yep.
Against Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I just think I just think that if you know how some teams are just built to play other teams, it seems like the Eagles are just built to play Kansas City. You know, for some reason they're just built to take on Kansas City. You know, and it's just how it goes. Well, homeboy Glenn, you're about to hear the sound of my music, brother, as we prepare to shut it down. All right, this has been another episode of Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. I want to thank my guests, Jay in Grand Prairie. I'd like to thank Brandon from D1 Eagle University for calling in, big-time Raven fan. I also like to thank my homeboy Glenn from checking in from the great state, better known as Arkansas. And I'd like to thank you, my listening audience, for giving me and allowing me to be me. And before I check out, I I want to say one thing. For those on the yard, remember what I always say. Stay golden, baby. We will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.